This morning we're just about to start digging out two of our old farm ponds, and this is the digger just trundling its way down to the pond to start work. The ponds here, it's a double pond, one pond running into the other. Probably would have been either a horse pond or maybe a fish pond because of the, or maybe a hatchery for fish because of the ponds running one into the other. And it probably would have been an ancient pond, probably part of the old deer park that was here many years ago. And if I'd taken this clip about a month ago, these ponds would have been very shaded by all the hedge and brush that has sort of grown up around the ponds, which has just been cleared by Ben Martin and his brother. And so now they're cleared, ready for the ponds to be cleared. And what we're hoping to do is to the banks are sort of quite steep on these ponds, so unfortunately, you know, that is still going to be the case when they're dug out. But what we also want to do, possibly over the back area of this pond here and of the top pond there going back towards the wood, is create a little bit of a shelf, so we get sort of different depths of the water, which will hopefully encourage different species in the water, different invertebrates in the water, and different plants as well. This is all part of an environmental program we have here on the farm, and we're in an environmental scheme called the Higher Level Scheme, which is really a scheme that targets specific declining species on farms, which is one of our objectives, is to make sure that we try and restore some of those species that have declined since possibly, you know, the post-war agriculture and the drive for more food, to maybe get some of those species back on the farm and at the same time make the farm efficient at producing food. I hope you can hear this because it's a little bit windy, but this is the third pond that we've dug out, and this has now been dug, so it was basically completely sheltered by self-sown trees and bushes that are growing up around the outside. And the problem with that is that it doesn't let any light into the pond, and so species that require light can no longer use it. And also it was very stagnant with lots of leaf litter and branches and debris, which have all been pulled out. So they lie ready there waiting for to be burnt later on when it all dries out. And we put the spoil from the pond, the soil from the pond and the sides, as you can see, which actually is very rich with nutrients. So I expect the crops in those little patches will grow very well over the next few years. But it's very exciting. It's just one of those things, sort of working in ponds and that kind of thing, which makes you know, farming really exciting. It's not always about growing crops and doing that. It's all the other things that go with you know, being having the privilege of managing a piece of land. So I'm now back at the first two ponds I showed you. Now they've just been dug out, and this first top pond here with a little cartway going down into it, we've just cleaned that out. And the first top pond is quite shallow, but that's good because it means it'll warm up quickly in the springtime, good for frog spawn and that kind of thing, and also other invertebrates that like the warmer, shallower depths, and also for plants as well. And then here's the little overspill that goes down to this slightly deeper pond. So we've got both habitats here, both deeper water and shallow water. And the hedge along the back row that we coppice, I'll let that grow back up again, but probably keep it quite low because this is south facing and we want the sun to come in here and warm this pond up again. But actually out of the ponds, you know, because this is a double one, I think this is probably the most exciting one, and really looking forward to see how quickly it colonises with everything that a farm pond should colonise with.